afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In 5 minutes, we are about to start the presidential investiture ceremony. Good day to our distinguished guests from the government sectors, presidents and officers of the different academic institutions, officers from the university, faculty members, administrators, students, and alumni of University of Batangas. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, we are about to start the presidential investiture ceremony of Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn as the third university president. We request everyone to proceed to their respective seats. Also, everyone to turn their mobile phones to silent mode. Of emergency are located left and right part of the auditorium. The ceremony will have a live UB Facebook page, YouTube channel. We request everyone to proceed to their respective seats. We also request everyone to turn their mobile phones to silent mode. In case of emergency and evacuation, exits are located at the back, left, and right part of the auditorium. The ceremony will have a live simulcast on UB Facebook page and YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, let us witness the entrance of the UB administration, chiefs of offices, deans, directors, distinguished guests, and the members of the Board of Regents. Mr. Alex A. Ramos, Senior Vice President for Administration. Dr. Aurora P. Tolentino, Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Director of Information and Technology Center. Dr. Lolita F. Tegon, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs. Attorney Vicente Bernardo V. Mayo Jr., Assistant Vice President for Legal Affairs. Dr. Shirley A. Perez, Assistant Vice President for Quality Assurance. Dr. Augusto C. Afra, Basic Education Director and the Principal of Batangas City Senior High School. Dr. Nenita E. Cuevas, University Registrar. Dr. Maria Cecilia Q. Verceles, Auditor. Mr. Jefferson M. Litan, Principal, UB Lipas City High School and the Director of UB Lipas City Research and Publications Office, together with the Assistant Principal of UB Lipas City High School. Dr. Edward V. Teredaño, Dean, UB Lipas City College of Criminal Justice Education, together with the program heads. Dr. Minerva A. Chavez, Dean, UB Lipas City College of Education, Arts and Sciences, together with the program and department heads. Dr. Joan M. Villanueva, Dean, Ubilipas City College of Engineering and Architecture, together with the program heads. Dr. Marlene I. Capuno, Dean, Ubilipas City College of Information Technology, Entertainment and Communication, together with the program heads. Ubilipas City College of Management and Tourism program heads. Mr. Jonathan J. Ramirez, Principal, UB Batangas City Grade School, together with the department heads. Dr. Hilaria A. Gico, Principal, UB Batangas City Junior High School, together with the department heads. UB Batangas City Senior High School department heads. College of Allied Medical Sciences program heads. Dr. Priscilla Mispa P. Santillana, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences, together with the program and department heads. Dr. Erwin M. Lumanglas, Dean, College of Business, Accountancy, and Hospitality Management, together with the program heads. Dr. Angel Caligiran, Dean, UB Batangas City College of Criminal Justice Education, together with the program heads. Dr. Edward E. Babasa, Dean, College of Education, together with the program heads. Dr. Henry I. Cabatay, Dean, College of Engineering, together with the Associate Dean and program heads. Mr. Alvin Mercado, Dean, College of Information and Communications Technology, together with the program heads. Dr. Sofia G. Catibo, Dean, College of Nursing and Midwifery, together with the program heads. Dr. Marlene Mauhay, Director, Technical Education Department, together with the program heads. Dr. Imelda M. de los Reyes, Director, Expanded Tertiary Education Equivalency and Accreditation Program. Mr. Carl Ivan B. Villanueva, Director, UB Distance Education, together with the unit heads and faculty chair. Attorney Hernando S. Perez Jr., Dean, College of Law. Dr. Maria Annabel I. Tenorio, Dean, Graduate School, together with the program heads. Dr. Romel A. Ramos, Director, Research and Publications Office. Mrs. Maria Lea Sheila M. Atienza, Director, Center for Continuing Education and Lifelong Learning. Mr. Erickson D. Mendoza, Director, Center for Business and Innovation. President Angelo A. Jimenez of the University of the Philippines. President Laura Quiambao del Rosario of Miriam College. Dr. Abigail Michelle P. Chua, Member, Board of Regents, Vice President for External Affairs and Dean, College of Allied Medical Sciences. Mrs. Ana Marie Perez Castro, Treasurer and Vice President for Finance. Attorney Rachel R. Hernandez, Member, Board of Regents. Mr. Juan Carlos V. Quizon, Member, Board of Regents. C. De Los Reyes, Member, Board of Regents and Administration Services Director. Dr. Victor M. Arguelles, Member, Board of Regents. Mr. Antonio P. Aquino Jr., Member, Board of Regents and Admission and Scholarship Officer. Dr. Fernando B. Perez, Member, Board of Regents and President Emeritus. Attorney Jose Antonio J. Hernandez, Vice Chairman of the Board of Regents. Mr. Jose Carmelino V. Quizon, Corporate Secretary, Board of Regents. Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn, University President. Chairman of the Board of Regents. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the Presidential Investiture Ceremony, Dr. Augusto C. Africa.
Distinguished luminaries, revered educators, esteemed faculty members, and honored dignitaries, we stand today at the threshold of an extraordinary occasion. We gather not merely to witness an event, but to partake in a monumental chapter of our cherished institution's history. The presidential investiture ceremony of the third president of the University of Batangas, Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn. I am Dr. Augusto C. Africa, your Master of Ceremonies. Today, as the pages of history turn, we find ourselves at the intersection of tradition and transformation, where the legacy of knowledge meets the promise of the future. We come together to bestow the mantle of leadership upon a visionary who will guide our academic voyage. At this point, allow me to acknowledge our other guests. From the Commission on Higher Education, Region 4, Dr. Virginia D. Aquiate, Director 4, and Company. From the Philippine Christian University Dasmariñas, Mr. Mario S. Mecate, Assistant Vice President of Basic Education and Company. Pamantasan ng Kabuyao, Dr. Charlemagne G. Lavinia, University President. Colegio de San Juan de Letran, Calamba, Reverend Father Napoleon M. Encarnacion, OP, Rector and President. Trace College, Miss Maria Annie M. Magcalayo, Acting Vice President for Academic Affairs. From Kalayan Educational Foundation, Attorney Diana Maria Rachel Escalayan, Acting President. From National University, Lipa, Mr. Avelino Palupit, Executive Director and Company. Ebenezer International Colleges, Dr. Hernando R. Gomez. Miriam College, Ambassador Laura Q. Del Rosario, President and Company. Saint Scholastica's College of Manila. Sister Christine Pinto, President. Kolehiyo ng Lungsod ng Lipa, Mr. Mario Carmelo E. Peza, College President. First Asia Institute of Technology and Humanities, Dr. Brian Vincent L. Belen, President. UB Alumni Association, Attorney Eloisa De Loyola, Portugal, President. University of Perpetual Help System, Dalta Molino Campus, Ms. Mira Ramirez, Linkages Officer. Batangas State University, Dr. Tirso A. Ronquillo, President. Batangas State University, Lipa Campus, Attorney Alvin R. De Silva, Chancellor, BSU, Lipa. Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas, Mr. Paulo S. Laurel, Vice President for Institutional Affairs and Company. University of the Philippines, Dr. Angelo Jimenez, President. Asia Pacific College, Dr. Maria Teresita Pastor Medado, President. De La Salle Lipa, Dr. Tessie M. Palma, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Academic, College, and Company. Emilio Aguinaldo College Medical Center, Cavite, Dr. Jeneline P. Trias, Hospital Director, Administrator. From Emilio Aguinaldo College, Cavite, Dr. Jose Paulo E. Campos, President, representing Dr. Salak. First Sumiden Circuits Incorporated, Miss Mary Ann Lozano. From Atlantic Gulf and Pacific Company of Manila Incorporated, or AGNP, Miss Lolita Landicho, AVP, HR Operations and Company. Compass Training Center, Miss Erminia G. Adonis, Sales and Marketing Manager and Company. Juan Carlo the Caterer Incorporated, Miss Marie S. Dotig, HR Employee and Labor Relations. Kalaka Power Corporation, Mr. Anastasio A. De Torres, HR Learning and Development Technical Supervisor and Company. Pro Green Agricorp Incorporated, Mr. Alvin Mercado and Company. From professional organizations, International Organization of Educators and Researchers, or IOER, Dr. Marites D. Olea, President, Founder. From Batangas Medical Society, Dr. Marites Teresita M. Torrio, President, Batangas Medical Society and Company. DICT Region 4A, Miss April Rose Clemeno, Provincial Officer, Batangas and Company. Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, Provincial Office, Batangas, Provincial Director, Dory U. Gutierrez. From the LGU or government, LGU Iban, Vice Mayor's Office, Honorable Juvie Mendoza, Vice Mayor of Iban. LGU Calaca City Mayor's and Vice Mayor's Office, Mr. John Christopher M. Arandia, Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretary. Office of the Vice Governor of Batangas, Mr. Rudy G. Mercado, Executive Assistant of the Vice Governor. District 5 Board Member, Honorable Maria Claudette U. Ambida. From the 1st District of Batangas, Honorable Eric Buhain, Congressman, 1st District of Batangas and Company. LGU, Mataas na Kahoy, Ms. Sherilyn T. Sagon, Senior Administrative Officer and Company. We also have guests from Philippine Red Cross Batangas Chapter, Mr. Honesto M. Babasa, Chairman and Company. Batangas Corn Growers Association, or BCCA Incorporated, Mr. Victor E. Arellano and Company. Guardians Philippine International Incorporated Anti-Crime, Mr. Chodoro A. Sarmiento, President and Company. And from a religious organization, we have guests from Bawan Bible Christian Church, or BBCC, Reverend Ruiner A. De los Reyes, Head Pastor. A few more guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have delegates of UP DLS. Palakpakan po natin sila. We also have the President of the Philippine Bar Association, Attorney Ernestine Bingbing Villarreal. From Sunstar Cabuyao, Mark Francis Mahusay. We also have representatives from the Philippine Senate. Palakpakan po natin sila. Of course, we're also graced with the presence of the Governor of the province, Governor Ermelando Mandanas. Delegates from ACES, RAPA, DLS, and NGO. We have guests from MPC San Pascual, Southwest Luzon Power General Corporation, Surreptimus International, MTC Mamburao, guests from Family Court, Batangas, the Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers, EEI Corporation, and the Rotary Club of Batangas. Let's all give our guests a round of applause. To formally begin the ceremony, everyone is requested to stand for the entrance of colors. Let us offer a moment of silence for the opening prayer to be led by the University of Batangas Chorale, to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the hymno ng Batangan.
kasilanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisihil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo'y bagaw. May nilatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdinigdig. Ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng wala pagsinta mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang iligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
You may now take the comfort of your seats. At this juncture, on behalf of the whole University of Batangas family, we will hear special greetings from our Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please welcome Dr. Aurora Pargas Tolentino.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. As the Vice President for Academic Affairs of this esteemed university, it is a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you all on the occasion of the investiture of our new university president. Today is another milestone in the history of our university as we welcome our third president, Lily Marlene Javier Hernandez-Bohn, since UB was granted university status by the Commission on Higher Education. Our new president, who comes from the distinguished lineage of the Javiers, embodies the visionary spirit of our founders. Ended. Today is a celebration of a leader deeply rooted in the traditions and aspirations set forth by the founders of this institution. Hailed from a family of mga scholar ng bayan, her visionary approach and steadfast commitment to the practical realities of education mirror the values that her parents, Dr. Christy Hernandez, and Mrs. Ofelia Javier Hernandez instilled. It is actually a journey of mentorship, of innovation, and a deep sense of responsibility. Her father, Dr. Hernandez, the former Vice Chancellor for Community Affairs of UP Diliman, Vice Chairman of the Board of Regents, and the first Dean of the College of Engineering of this institution, a luminary in his own right, has tirelessly championed the cause of education. His contributions have been instrumental in shaping the trajectory of our university. Having worked closely with our university president, I have witnessed her exceptional ability to seamlessly merge vision with pragmatism, accentuating the crucial process of transforming dreams into achievable realities. Her leadership style reflects a profound understanding of the changes and opportunities that lie ahead for our institution, and is also marked by a special emphasis on holding in high regard the legacy of her lineage. The emphasis of her forefathers' legacy adds a distinctive layer of commitment and reverence to her role, demonstrating not just a professional dedication, but a deeply personal connection to the values instilled by her forebears. This unique blend of personal commitment and professional vision sets our president apart, showcasing her as a leader with clear understanding of the educational landscape and a heartfelt dedication to carrying forward the legacy of academic excellence. Her career reads like a tapestry woven with diverse experiences, each thread contributing to the rich fabric of knowledge and leadership she brings to this pivotal role. From her beginning as a corporate planning analyst in Manila, to her tenure as finance manager in the bustling Silicon Valley in California, each step was a building block shaping her for a greater purpose. Returning to her roots in the Philippines, where her family's legacy is interwoven with the very fabric of this university, marked the commencement of her journey within these hallowed walls. During her leadership as the Dean of the College of Business and Accountancy, she assured the renewal of the college's recognition as a center of development in business administration. In the years that followed, fate seemed to guide her forward to financial heart of this institution. From Assistant Vice President to Vice President for Corporate Financial Planning and Analysis, respectively, each role was a testament to the cohesion of her skills and, more importantly, her destiny. From the year 2020 to 2023, as the Executive Vice President of UB, broader responsibilities anchored her deeper within this university's vision as she delved into the mission of overseeing strategic initiatives, operational efficiency, and institutional growth amidst pandemic times. Marlene did not fold from taking the role of ensuring the interconnectedness of the administrative departments and the faculty and the external stakeholders, driving impactful decisions and fostering a facilitative environment for academic excellence. Today, as you assume the mantle of presidency, the serendipitous nature of this moment is undeniable. It feels as though the chapter of your professional life have been leading toward this apex, a culmination of years spent in relentless pursuit of excellence and growth. As a united academic community, let us join together to wish our new president well in her role and express our unwavering support. May her tenure be marked by continued growth, innovation, and a steadfast commitment to the ideals that define our institution. With our founders' legacy and the academy's unwavering support, our new president will lead our university to new heights of academic excellence. As we move forward, let us continue to work collaboratively toward a future where education, remains a beacon of enlightenment for all. We must uphold the ideals of those who came before us and strive to maintain the standards that have defined our institution. Congratulations, Madam President. UB family stands firmly behind you, ready to contribute in realizing your visionary goals for the betterment of our beloved university. With your leadership and the strong support of the academic community, we are confident that our university will continue to thrive and make significant contributions to the advancement of education. May your journey be filled with success, and may the spirit of academic excellence guide us all. God bless and thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aurora P. Tolentino. At this point, allow me to acknowledge some more of our guests because the list is just pleasantly astounding, ladies and gentlemen. We have guests from Bangko Kabayan, headed by Dr. Roldan Ragot. From the municipality of Rosario, Honorable Anastacio Zara, Vice Mayor of Rosario. Municipality of San Jose, Honorable Renji A. Arcilia, Vice Mayor of San Jose. Gabay ng Kaunlaran ng Batangas City, Miss Lolita Maligalig. In 1937, 9 years before the establishment of Western Philippine Colleges, now of course University of Batangas, one of the founders, Attorney Jesus Lorenzo Arguelles, wrote a short poem entitled From Capitol Hill. A verse from that poem seems to be prophetic, and I quote, "Three mental havens set like a triangle upon a block south of the marketplace, where students come and go like night and day, to fill the sky of our intellectual life with glorious constellations. The three mental havens may refer to our core values of spirit, intellect, and purpose. Today, we are privileged to present a poem written by Dr. Victor M. Arguelles, son of Attorney Jesus Arguelles, that reflects the significance of this occasion. Please lend your hearts and ears to this poetic expression of our shared journey titled Mga Gunita at Pag-asa, to be delivered by Kian and Andrea Bohn.
Mga gunita at pag-asa ni Dr. Victor M. Arguelles. Ating gunitain ang naging kasaysayan ng pinakamamahal nating paaralan na nagsimula sa isang tahanan na malapit sa dating palengkeng Batangan. At sa paglipas ng maraming taon, ang University of Batangas ay nasa Capitol Hill na ngayon. At sa rurok ng burol, na kinalalagyan, ang siyudad ng Batangas ay ating matatanaw. Sa pusod ng siyudad, doon itinayo ang unang gusali sa may munisipyo. Doon unang nagsanay ang mga magiging guro na nagpakadalubhasa sa propesyong pagtuturo. Tulad ng isang sanggol na inalagaan ng ating mga founders at kanilang mga kaibigan, ang bagong eskwelahan ay natutong humakbang hanggang maging isang kilalang pamantasan. Ngayon ay marami ng kursong inaalok at marami na ring mga nagsipagtapos na hinahangaan dito sa ating bayan at maging sa abroad na pinaglilingkuran. Marami na rin sa amin ay nagtatanong kung paano ang UB ay lumakit yumabong. Di baga, tanong nila, kamakailan lamang ang UB ay isang munting paaralan?
Ang maikling sagot po natin ay ito. Ating makikita sa University Credo, una po ang lubos na pagtitiwala at pagmamahal na ating dakilang lumikha. Ang sunod naman po ay ang ating pagtangkilik sa karunungan at pananaliksik. At ang pangatlo ay ang tapat na serbisyo at pagmamahal sa ating kapwa-tao. Ang pagmamahal daw po ay nasusubok sa magaling, tapat at wagas na paglilingkod. Ang paglilingkod ng isang pamantasan ay nasusukat sa dunong at asal na ating hatid sa mga kabataan. Ang mga binhing itanim noon ng ating founders, pioneers at administrators, ng mga empleyado at mga gurang dakila ay laging alaala sa ating puso at diwa. Sa pangangalaga ng sumunod na henerasyon, ang ating paaralan ay universidad na ngayon. Tulad ng mga puno nagbibigay kanlong sa ating kasalukuyan at darating pang mga panahon. Bawat henerasyon ay may sariling hamon. Ang atin po ay pas malawakin at pagbutihin pa ang ating edukasyon. Buong puso po nating harapin ng bukas, tayo ay magsimula at magsimula na ngayon.
Maraming salamat, Kian and Andrea Bohn.
Also, we would like to acknowledge once again the author of this poem, Dr. Victor M. Arguelles, right there on stage.
Sir, please rise to be recognized.
Our event today is graced by esteemed guests, all of you. And at this point, we will hear their special citations. Let us call on, firstly, the President of the University of the Philippines, President Angelo A. Jimenez.
University of Batangas, Chairman of the Board of Regents, Attorney Jesus Mayo, sir. And the member of the Board of Regents of UB. UB President Emeritus and former Justice Secretary Hernando Perez, sir. Governor Mandanas, my neighbor in Katipunan in UP Diliman, in Diliman, Quezon City, and my fellow alumnus of the Philippine Foreign Service, Ambassador Rosario, ma'am. My wife, Attorney Edwin Versola. UB administrators, faculty, staff, and students, distinguished guests, colleagues and partners, friends, ladies and gentlemen, As she will notice, I was groping for my glasses because I am not used to wear this medieval costume. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I am very happy to be here in this proud, prosperous province of Batangas, ang lalawigan ng mga bayani. And I was very happy to hear for the first time the Batangas hymn. It is so beautiful, even for a Bisaya ear. I am happier still to represent the National University, all 9 autonomous universities of the University of the Philippines system, in this momentous and happy occasion of the investiture of one of our own. But perhaps I am personally happiest because I am here among my friends from the University of the Philippines, particularly from the UP College of Law, who descended on Batangas like a phalanx of Greek warriors to cheer and root for their own, headed by the president of the Philippine Bar Association, Bingbing Villarreal. I cannot mention you all. Of course, our Palanca awardee and my classmate in one of the subjects, Mr. Nicolo Pichay. But I would like to thank another of our colleagues, Sister Christine. I will not say your name in the law school anymore because you're 16. The president of Saints Co. He is our colleague. She is a lawyer as well, and we were classmates in UP Law. And we took our graduate school in Boston at the same time as well, where I met her in a church service. Where else where I find Sister Christine? I am happy here, and I really thank my colleagues. This will not be in order, and I will not use titles. I will just call them by their names in the UP College of Law. Bernard Mayo, her lively wife, Loida Polikit, Che Rilio here, Carlo Quezon, the quiet guy from Section B. I didn't know. He's also from UB. He owns part of UB. And of course, Noni, these brilliant batchmates of mine from the College of Law. And, sorry, I'm just looking by ear. And I couldn't see Joel Mayo, but I was told he is in Hanoi. So I'm very happy to be here on behalf of your conversation, on behalf of your invitation. I will try to stick to this testimonial, keep it simple, personal, as much as possible. But I am known to lie sometimes in UP, so I might cross into a little more serious, but I will stop from the brinks. Among the things that UP is most proud of, and perhaps what we are really most proud of, is our alumni. Let me put this in proper context. Not to brag, just factual context. The University of the Philippines has produced 44 of the 81 national artists in Philippine history. We have produced 40 of the nation's 42 national scientists. We have produced 8 of the nation's 9 national social scientists. These are all alumni. Or, if you don't mind me, we have produced 6 of the nation's 17 presidents. If you include those with honoris causa degrees, we have produced 13 of the nation's 17 presidents of the country, 14 of the nation's 24 Senate president, 14 of the nation's 26 speakers of the House, 18 of the nation's, I think 25 chief justices of the Supreme Court. We're proud of them. But what we are truly proudest are the men and women who ventured into education and built schools, led schools, because this is our reason for being, as we say in UP, to shape minds that shape nations, communities, societies, families. Those who build schools build something eternal. As the speaker earlier said, like students pass through this campus like night and day, you go on forever like night and day. And so it is with special and immense pride that I greet and congratulate a friend of mine and a distinguished alumna of the University of the Philippines, Miss Dili Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn, who today formally takes on the prestigious role of the third president of his University of Batangas. I have not been president of UP for long yet. In fact, I just had my own investiture ceremonies, colorful and moving to me, earlier this year in my home island of Mindanao. It was an exhilarating experience, a mark of new beginnings and coming home, in spite of the many, many promises to keep in my life. I had both the entire UP community and people at home wishing me well in this long journey. And so I think of here today, and I wish the same for your new president, whom I believe is taking on an equally enormous responsibility. We share a bond as fellow graduates, knowing the values instilled in us during our time at UP. I truly believe that Ms. Hernandez-Bohn's visionary leadership, the University of Batangas will continue to grow as a beacon of educational excellence dedicated to serving the broader community, or as we say in UP, the people. From one president to another, please accept my best wishes in the helm of University of Batangas. Lily, a pride of the province, a center of educational excellence in southern Tagalog, the southern Luzon region. Ms. Hernandez-Bohn not only bears what we call the Tatak UP, being an alumna of our programs in BS Economics in 1993 and BS Business Administration in 1992. How did you do it? 2 degrees. It's like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Her entire family are also, to my surprise, true blue fighting maroons. And being an scholar ng bayan runs in their blood. And I'm beginning to realize more today. From her siblings, to her mother, to her father, Christy, who was not only a UP engineering alumnus, but also, as was mentioned earlier, chair of the Department of Geodetic Engineering, director of the Training Center for Applied Geodesy and Photogrammetry, and Vice Chancellor of my home UP unit in Diliman, Vice Chancellor for Community Affairs. I have no doubt that Ms. Hernandez-Bohn will carry on this tradition of public service with honor and excellence. I say this because service is hardwired into the DNA of a fighting Maroon. Her tenure of over a decade at UB, helping running UB into a robust institution, financially well-kept, technology-driven, and forward-looking. Her accomplishments in financial management, including major land acquisitions, facilities construction, and the implementation of cutting-edge IT systems underscore her strategic vision and dynamic leadership. Her extensive experience in corporate finance and planning here and abroad helped expand the university and its growing community of learners. Instead of staying in the United States, and I really admire this, and pursuing an already productive career as a finance manager and specialist, she returned to the Philippines to give back to her community and the country. I realize she's probably more qualified to be UP president than I am today, but it is heartening to see your institution under President Hernandez-Bohn's leadership actively contributing to the development of individuals as contributors to family, community, nation, and the world. The objectives set forth by University of Batangas, I read, ranging from educational excellence, community service, and a global perspective, reflect a holistic approach to education. It is a vision that President Hernandez-Bohn has ardently championed throughout her distinguished career, and I adhere to it as well. But her example is definitely worth emulating, even for a newbie, especially for a newbie UP president. I join everyone in expressing faith in her ability to forward UP's mission of providing accessible, quality education in the region where necessary knowledge, values, or skills are honed for, quote-unquote, the preservation and improvement of the Philippine society. I would also like to take this opportunity to open, nandito na lang ako, UP's doors to UB as it continues to serve Southern Tagalog region, Southern Luzon region, and the broader community. Our intersecting interests in teaching, research, and creative work and public service call for further conversations, which we must push ahead. UP's presence in this investiture, I am proud to say, is my personal testament to this enduring commitment to foster abiding and deep partnerships that further bring what we do at the National University to the grassroots localities. Wag mo na lang masyadong pagsasabi sa ibang SUC president sa, pero kaibigan ko si presidente niyo eh. When I began my own presidency, I envisioned a more relevant and responsive UP. We consider UB as an important collaborator and partner to make this happen. Magpadayod po tayo ng magkakasama. Your institution's commitment to quality education, personal and professional growth, and a global technology-driven environment aligns seamlessly with the values we hold dear at UP. The University of Batangas consistently nurtures students who uphold the dignity of the human person, the democratic processes, and the pursuit of knowledge, values, and skills necessary for the betterment of Philippine society. undeniably the best, indeed, as all you UBians know and would say. So once again, congratulations, Ms. Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn, on your investiture as the third president of the University of Batangas. And may your tenure be fulfilling and fruitful. And to the University of Batangas community, may President Hernandez-Bohn's leadership bring out the best. As you say, builder and innovator of knowledge, efficient professional and effective communicator, social, moral, and global-minded citizens, and transformed lifelong partner in each of you. I understand that like UP, which will become 116 years old this year, you are almost 80 years old. And if a university has crossed the half-century mark, it has proven a lot. It has proven resilience, it has proven its relevance. But even as our institutions grow in more experience, we know that the travel is not yet done. There is still miles to go. And so, with that in mind, I would like to borrow, in response to the poem that was just written today, borrow some lines from my favorite poet, Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson, about moving on. And it says, our purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the bats of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be that we shall reach the happy isle and meet the great Achilles, whom we know. And though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now the strength that in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Lily, as president, seek, find, and do not yield. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, Mr. UP President Angelo A. Jimenez. Let me acknowledge some more of our guests today. I'd like to acknowledge another president from Jose Rizal University, Dr. Vincent K. Fabella. From Manuel S. Enverga University Foundation, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Celso Habalia, Vice President for External Affairs and Company. Dr. Mark Irvin C. Celis, President of the Council of Hotel and Restaurant Educator of the Philippines. President Loreline P. Fabellion, a broker, appraiser, and consultant, and President of the PAREB, Manila Board of Realtors, Incorporated. Batangas City Rural Improvement Club, Incorporated, Ms. Melinda Soriano, President. From Mindoro State University, Dr. Christian Anthony C. Agutaya, OIC University President. And the VPAA of United Schools of Archdiocese of Lipa, Dr. Randy Baha. Now another special citation This time to be delivered by the President of Miriam College. Please welcome President Laura Kiambao del Rosario.
To the Chair of the Board of Regents and its distinguished members of the board, to the family of Lily Marlene, to the Governor of Batangas, to the faculty and administrators of University of Batangas, good afternoon. And of course, to Lily Marlene, I'm happy that I'm here with you today, representing the school that you went to when you were just a young girl. Ang hirap sumunod sa university president ng UP, ano? You know, after he said everything that the statistics, the achievements of the UP graduates, what can I say? I graduated from a school which Lily Marlene graduated from, which only has 800 students in the college department, which is just, I suppose, a small department in the University of the Philippines system. Now, of course, we're proud to say that we have doubled. We are now 1,600, but during my time, we didn't like it when people said, what, 700 lang kayo? And of course, you would ask, why not? Because many are called, but few are chosen. At any rate, the one thing I like to say also at this point is just to acknowledge Lily Marlene as one of the alumni that we are very proud of. To be able to reach the top echelon of a university system, I think is something really to be proud of. But at the same time, of course, I don't want to congratulate her because I learned an etiquette when I was a young teenager, that when you are greeting a couple who just got married, you say congratulations to the groom for having won the bride, and you say best wishes to the bride so that her wishes to raise a family successfully with her husband will go well. And so, to Lily Marlene, my best wishes. I wish you well as you guide the ship, as you are the captain of the ship called now the University of Batangas. I wish you well as you guide it, that you'll be able to guide your students and faculty in taking the right position in this world of complexity in global affairs. That your students and faculty will be able to pick the right words and the right values as they examine the wars going on in Ukraine, in Israel, or Gaza, and perhaps in other parts of the world, as everybody now is getting agitated about the way things are moving forward. And of course, I wish you well as you guide your students choose the right courses in the midst of climate change. As we face drought in the Philippines, we face flooding, and of course, we face learning poverty. I also wish you well as university president, as you try to contribute to the national development of the country and to the regional development of Region 4, specifically Batangas. There are many things, of course, that we are very unhappy about. I know every time I talk to people, they always ask me, how can Miriam College help us develop mental wellness, emotional stability in our students? Especially when I talk to politicians and they said, the suicidal rates, the suicidal thoughts have been increasing through the years, especially during the pandemic, and now it hasn't abated. And of course, we know that these are challenges. And to say to Marlene, to Lily Marlene, that to be university president is really not a walk in the park. Because now we have to make sure that there's academic integrity in the midst of ChatGPT. How can we be sure that our faculty members are not relying on ChatGPT to do their lesson plans, to do their outline, even to do their quizzes or long tests? How can we be sure that our students' poems or even their plays, their essays, their term papers are not done by ChatGPT? It is indeed a complicated world. But then, of course, in my mind, the biggest challenge right now facing us in the university is really to uphold institutions. We know that a child is born into an institution called family, and when he dies, he's carried on to the next world by another institution called the church. So for us, from birth to death, there's an institution that we are part of, a structure that we should follow. The family, the school, which is an institution like University of Batangas, the government, which is an institution with all its departments and all its politicians and political parties, and of course the church. But that other things also that shape our morals, our ethos, and the way we behave and the way we live. These are what we call people who are in entertainment, in movies, in the movies and what they call the music world, and we call them the entertainment industry. There's another industry that has evolved, what we call the creative industry. These are the sectors that do animation, video games, and of course advertising and other things that involve the creative arts. And of course, there are what we call technology, the technology industry, the IT industry. These are those that are doing the social platforms, right? The influencers, TikTok, and all that. Now, why are they called industries? It's because they're supposed to generate wealth. When you are part of the industry, when you are part of TikTok, you engage in TikTok because you want to generate income somehow. You want to spread the income of whatever you are promoting, of your agency, of your association, of your company. The problem comes when the institutions behave like industries. Can you imagine if government sees itself as an industry, as a money-making thing, so that people in government enter government to create wealth for themselves, which should not be the case, isn't it? Because government is an institution. Wouldn't it be sad, of course, if churches become part of the industry of wealth making? Churches are not supposed to become rich. They're supposed to guide people really as they travel on this earth. And of course, schools should not be called industries. I don't think we entered education to line our pockets. And so it is this challenging world of industries crossing into institutions and institutions crossing industries that we become muddled as a nation. And therefore, we get confused in our value system, we get confused in our objectives. But I'm very confident that because Marlene, or Lily Marlene, is part of the University of Batangas, that you will do quite well. And I'm sure she will remember this song, if she likes Broadway, by Stephen Sondheim. Children will always look to the way they should go. Careful the words you say. Careful the acts you do, because children will listen. So to Marlene, my best wishes, and I know that you will guide your ship to a very, very safe shore. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miriam College President Laura Kiambao del Rosario. Now, from across the miles, we are joined virtually by the President of Santa Clara University, an educational institution that holds a special significance for our new President. Let us all watch this this short video greeting from President Julie Sullivan.
Greetings. I'm Julie Sullivan, President of Santa Clara University in California. Congratulations, President Hernandez. I so regret that I cannot celebrate your investiture with you in person today, but it was a pleasure to meet with you at Santa Clara this past fall. We are very proud to have an alumna of our Levy School of Business assume this very important leadership role. It marks a pinnacle of your illustrious career. I know you will serve the university well and lead it to continued growth and impact. I look forward to visiting you during my next trip to the Philippines to further discuss how our two universities can collaborate. Again, congratulations.
Thank you very much. That was President Julie Sullivan of Santa Clara University, California. Our program today is a symphony of traditions, a celebration of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, let us grace this ceremony with hearts full of promise and anticipation. We are now in the investiture rites of Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn as the third university president of the University of Batangas. We would like to call on the chairman of the Board of Regents, Attorney Jesus V. Mayo, to lead the investiture.
May I call on Lily Marlene Hernandez-Bohn? I would also like to request the family of President Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn to join us on stage. I, Jesus Velasquez Mayo, as Chairman of the Board of Regents of the University of Batangas, and by virtue of the power vested in me, officially declare Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn as the third President of the University of Batangas, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertinent thereto. Congratulations.
We now come to the presentation of the Presidential Medallion and the University Mace. With its rich history and symbols, these represent the essence of our scholarly pursuits. It is a visual embodiment of our commitment to learning, the pursuit of knowledge, and the elevation of intellect. The Presidential Medallion serves as a distinguished emblem designating the wearer as the esteemed steward of the institution's proud legacy and influence. The medallion chain bears the engraved names of the institution's 6 visionary founders, imparting a deep reverence and abiding connection to the university's rich history. The Presidential Medallion, a symbol of leadership and authority, is now about to be bestowed upon President Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn. As it rests upon her shoulders, it represents the profound responsibility she undertakes as the university president. To impose the medallion, may we request Attorney Jesus V. Mayo. Another round of applause for our new university president, third, first woman. The University of Batangas Maze is a resplendent ceremonial staff that conveys the institution's heritage and solemn academic traditions. The maze boasts an ornate finial bearing the university seal and is adorned with engravings, motifs, and symbolic representations that embody the university's core values of spirit, intellect, and purpose. The University Maze is presented to President Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn, signifying the trust and confidence reposed in her by the academic community. To present the University Maze, we call on our Corporate Secretary, Mr. Jose Carmelino V. Quizon. Another round of applause for our third university of the University of Batangas, of course. We are witnessing our university president as she stows the university maze. Let's give it up for President Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn. We now arrive at a moment of great solemnity. University President Lily Marlene J. Hernandez-Bohn will now take the oath of office to be administered by the Chairman of the Board of Regents, Attorney Jesus V. Mayo.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lily Marlene Javier Hernandez-Bohn,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to faithfully perform the responsibilities entrusted to me as the President of the University of Batangas,
to faithfully perform the responsibilities entrusted to me as the President of the University of Batangas.
I pledge to uphold and champion the core values that define our institution.
I pledge to uphold and champion the core values that define our institution:
Faith in God,
faith in God,
love of wisdom,
and
service to fellow men.
service to fellow men.
I accept the immense responsibility of this office with humility,
I accept the immense responsibility of this office with humility,
and I pledge to serve with dedication,
and I pledge to serve with dedication,
diligence,
diligence,
and a deep commitment to the principles that define us.
and a deep commitment to the principles that define us.
May I be guided by these values,
May I be guided by these values,
and may they serve as a source of inspiration
and may they serve as a source of inspiration
for the entire University of Batangas community.
for the entire University of Batangas community.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, University President Lily Marlene Hernandez-Bohn.
Chairman Jesus Mayo. Vice Chairman Antonio Hernandez, President Emeritus Hernando Perez, members of the Board of Regents, University of the Philippines President Angelo Jimenez, Miriam College President Laura Quiambao del Rosario, presidents, heads, officials of other academic institutions, officials and representatives from CHED, Governor Mandanas, congressmen and other leaders from government units, our industry partners, officers and members of professional organizations, officers and members of civic and religious organizations, my UB family, my Marinol and UP friends, my Deltan sisters, my relatives, my dearest Michael, Kian, and Andy, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is nice to be a part of a great tradition, guided and inspired by a glorious past, and determined to face the challenges of the present. We, the third generation of the University of Batangas, the 3Gs, we have reason to hope for a future worthy of the past. That future begins today, and the tradition continues. This institution has existed for 78 years of deep commitment to academic excellence and service to community. Folks, allow me to tell you the UB story. The year was 1946. The country had just gone through the horrors of the Second World War. Many in Batangas, although lucky to have survived, were helpless and lived in poverty. They were actually already poor even before the war. It is in this environment when 6 gentlemen Batangueños got together with a common vision to help the country rise from the ruins of the Second World War, to help the youth of Batangas who were born poor, help them by giving them a chance for a bright future. From the efforts of our founding fathers, Western Philippine Colleges, now University of Batangas, was born. Please allow me to give due honor to our 6 founders. Father Vicente R. Catapang, the venerable priest who was a senior voice in the group, he provided overall administrative direction during the early days of the school and was appointed as the first president. After this, he went on to establish the barrio of Santa Teresita. Attorney Francisco G. Perez, a well-known politician at the time, he was instrumental in negotiating the lease from the government of the MH Del Pilar Street lot, which is still being used today. That was a significant milestone as it provided us with a true campus, different from the rented house where classes moved from. He also served as Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. His sons, Dr. Abelardo and Attorney Nani, would later serve as presidents. Attorney Jesus Lorenzo Arguelles was an educator, columnist, poet, playwright, and athlete. As a lawyer, he was known for his kindness and compassion for the poor, as manifested by the many pro bono cases he handled for them. He was the first appointed executive secretary of the school and custodian of records. Mayor Roman Perez was the mayor of Batangas in the 1940s, a true barako. He was a major in a guerrilla force during the Japanese occupation. He likewise served this institution as its treasurer. Attorney Pablo Umali was the businessman educator from Lipa. He was also a municipal judge assigned in the barrio of San Luis. He served as the dean of the College of Commerce of this institution. He was also a writer. And lastly, my grandfather, Mr. Juan Ilagan Javier, a very simple man, an educator, and a gentleman farmer. Let me tell you his story. Lolo Juan's family owned a little farm in Santa Rita, and he enjoyed afternoons with farmers in the rice fields and fisherfolk from the playa. He spent a good amount of time with them, and he witnessed firsthand their difficult lives amidst their poverty. How they could not afford to send their children to college, especially a college in Manila. And with this situation, it seemed the life of the father would likely be the fate of the child. No matter how hard they worked, Lolo Juan felt he needed to do something. Lolo Juan also had the opportunity to study abroad. Besides his string of degrees from the University of the Philippines and the University of Manila, he was fortunate enough to have had the opportunity to study in the University of Arizona, taking up his master's there in the 1920s. When the Second World War ended, he felt it was time to set things in motion. His string of degrees seemed to be preparation for a career as an educator. His exposure to the poor, struggling farmers seemed to have been his strong inspiration to pursue this dream, however difficult it seemed. He saw that education may be the ticket out of poverty for those farmers and fisherfolk. It was in these circumstances that Lolo, along with the other founders, found inspiration and determination to do their part to help the country, starting with their fellow Batangueños. The goal, to provide quality, affordable, accessible education. They immediately got to work, conceptualizing what was to become Western Philippine colleges, starting with the core values. First and foremost is faith in God. Our founders acknowledge that all that they had and will ever have come from the Supreme Being. And with the strongest of faith in the Almighty, they knew that the formidable task that they had ambitiously aimed for needed the Almighty's blessings. Second, love of wisdom. The promise of educating the youth of Batangas by providing quality education was their commitment. For the less fortunate ones, education was seen as the key solution to alleviate them from poverty, or at least give them a fighting chance. And so it is with this noble purpose of service to fellow men that this institution was born. By educating the youth of Batangas, the institution would contribute to nation building. These, our three core values, spirit, intellect, purpose, remain the hallmark of what this institution is today. As in anything that is just about to be established, I imagine the new school's first few days, months, years were not easy. These 6 gentlemen pooled their resources together and established a humble school. It initially had 48 students housed in a small rented building. With hard work and determination of our 6 founders, their families and friends, slowly but unceasingly the institution grew. To show gratitude, I would have to name some dear folks who have gone before us. Mrs. Josefina Javier, Mrs. Aurora Velasquez, Mrs. Conrada Perez, Mrs. Flordelisa Arguelles, Senora Mary Ruth Aceveda, Miss Aurora Babasa, Miss Belen Perez, Attorney Juan Ramos, Attorney Manuel Panganiban. Please pardon if I am unable to name everyone. They were instrumental in growing the institution. Some, as the support team of our founders, all share the same love and commitment to this institution that helped it survive and prosper to what it is today. By the decade of the 60s, the second generation of UB family, the 2Gs, were to assume leadership positions. Governor Vicente Mayo served as chairman of the board from 1972 to 2013. He was also a public servant who served as governor of the province of Batangas from 1987 to 1995. His leadership in both was evidenced by the huge progress achieved during that time. In UB, he coined the moniker Brahman. His analogy, like a raging bull, the growth of UB seems unstoppable. Aside from these, he also served the Philippine Red Cross Batangas chapter for 4 decades and the Batangas Bay Coastal Resource Management Foundation. Dr. Abelardo B. Perez served as president from 1968 to 1972 and again from 1975 to 2007. He was trained and licensed to practice in specialties of ophthalmology and otolaryngology with head and neck surgery in the United States, being a diplomate, board member, and fellow of these specialties in both the US and the Philippines. He is likewise a diplomate and fellow in head and neck cancer surgery, as well as plastic and reconstructive surgery and cosmetic surgery. Aside from this, he holds a master's degree in business administration from the Ateneo de Manila. He co-founded St. Patrick's Hospital with his wife, Rose Martha. He is well known and respected in both the fields of medicine and the academe, as exemplified in the numerous awards he received and positions held throughout his lifetime. Governor Mayo and Dr. Abelardo were partners for several decades. And under their leadership, the institution experienced steady growth in its program offerings, enrollment, faculty, employees, and facilities. Slowly, the institution increased its offerings in basic education, in the fields of business, tourism, law, arts and sciences, education, medical sciences and nursing, engineering, and technology. Dr. Abelardo was succeeded by his younger brother, Attorney Hernando B. Perez, as president of this institution. Attorney Nani served in government as congressman, deputy speaker, secretary of transportation and communications, secretary of justice, while also leading his own law firm. He is also a law professor, and he taught in the Ateneo de Manila School of Law, the University of the East, later in Angeles University Foundation, and of course, UB. He served as UB president from 2007 to 2023, though his involvement with UB also started in the 1960s. During his presidency, UB experienced rapid growth and was granted autonomous status. Attorney Nani is now President Emeritus. Most Batangueños here today know these gentlemen and their work, not just in UB, but in their respective professions and as civic leaders of the community. But if I may, I'd like to talk about my own father, the late Dr. Christy Ramos Hernandez, who likewise served in the UB administration in the decade of the 70s until his death in 2001. Papa was actually from Bulacan. His father was a viajero who transported fruits from Bulacan to be sold in Manila. Unfortunately, business did not go so well, and so when poverty hit the family, Papa had to work in the market to sell fruits. Nagtulak din po siya ng kariton para maglako ng prutas at alfahol. Noong siya ay nasa elementary public school sa Bulacan, nangihiram lang po siya ng uniforme at rubber shoes sa mga kaklase kung may PE class sila. Kasi walang-wala po talaga silang pera. Wala po silang pera para ipadala siya sa kolehiyo. Sayang naman ang kanyang talino. Luckily, post-war, he was chosen as a government pensionado scholar and was able to study in the University of the Philippines. After graduation, he stayed in UP as a professor and administrator. And later, UP sent him to Ohio State University for graduate school. Back home in the 70s, he taught in UP, in La Salle, and here at UB. He was UB's vice chairman of the board, and he established what is now the largest department, the College of Engineering, where he served as dean. Again, education was the ticket that pulled Papa out of poverty and provided a brighter future for us, his children. And you folks would understand if I mentioned my mother, the late Mrs. Ofelia Javier Hernandez. From her tween days, listening to Lolo Juan's conversations with the other founders about the establishment of the school, later she served as board member and Pa's co-teacher, and more importantly, as Papa's constant companion, partner, and muse. As a child, I would accompany my parents to some events here. Graduations, blessings of new buildings, lectures, etc. On and off, I'd witnessed the many events and achievements of the institution as it slowly grew and grew. There was much progress under the leadership of the two Gs. In 1996, we proudly renamed ourselves to the University of Batangas. Thanks, of course, to our two Gs. As for me, shortly thereafter, I went abroad, saw the world outside our beloved Philippines. It was a little more than a decade ago, upon my return to the country, when I joined the UB administration. During Attorney Nani's term, I served in the finance department, as this was my work experience in industry. In the last decade, I have witnessed how this institution has grown tremendously. First, the establishment of our second campus in the vibrant Lipa city. We now have 3 major buildings there and can boast of top-of-the-line laboratories for our tourism and hospitality management offerings, a crime scene plaza for our criminal justice students, a fancy business and innovation office for our business incubatees. These are just examples of the recent improvements that we have done in our Lipa campus. Here in Hilltop, Batangas City, we also just recently doubled our land area, which allowed for the establishment of the Millennium Campus across the street. It is now the site of a gigantic gym that can accommodate 4,000. Finished just last year, it has already been used as venue for graduations, sports events, concerts, and many other activities. I am sure it will witness several milestones in the lives of our UB students. Those are just some of the recent additions to our facilities. We are continuously trying to improve and expand our campuses. As for the academic side, we are proud of the steady increase in the number of program offerings in the fields that I mentioned earlier, alongside the continuous elevation of its accreditation status. We strive to continuously increase and reach for higher levels of accreditations and recognitions, if only because it is affirmation that we must be doing it right. We likewise have centers of excellence and development, and we were granted autonomous status in 2010. Expanding our reach outside the province of Batangas is our graduate school extension program in Mindoro and Quezon. Among the student population of these programs are themselves leaders of government units, businesses, and other academic institutions. We have produced thousands of graduates, including board and bar top-notchers and passers. Our distance education program is the first and only CHED-approved private distance education in Calabarzon. Our 20-year history with this concept includes researches, the in-house development of a learning management system, and later, the adoption of a more complex system, which was piloted with a few classes. This helped us tremendously when the pandemic hit, as we were ready to implement distance learning institution-wide. In the last 2 years, we also established our Center for Continuing Education and Lifelong Learning and our Center for Business and Innovation. In addition, we had just recently incorporated GIA, which stands for Gabay, Inspirasyon, Yakap, at Adhikain Clinic. This clinic was created to provide counseling and other related services such as assessments, mental health literacy trainings, and workshops, thus extending our service to the community. Committed to quality, we are also ISO certified. Of course, the last 78 years were not all easy years. Just like most institutions, we also had our share of difficulties. Some years of declining enrollment, dismal exam results, poorly maintained facilities, outdated or inadequate equipment, worrisome cash balance due to sluggish financials. We've gone through ups and downs, but mostly ups, I think. Though not all issues have been completely addressed just yet, overall, we managed to pull through, thanks to our people. All the successes that I mentioned were attained under the leadership of our 2Gs and with the collaborative efforts, hard work, and dedication of each member of the UB family, and with the support of our friends from government, industry, and other academic institutions. And I thank all of you here today who have been our partners in this journey. And with this glorious past, it is now the turn of the third generation of UB, the 3Gs, to continue what our founders and 2Gs have started. But just like those who came before us, we 3Gs are likewise beset by our unique set of challenges. We do acknowledge that the challenges during the time of our founding fathers, the challenges during the time of our 2Gs, and the challenges of the present are different. However, they're all challenges nonetheless, each a reflection of the times. All were unique, all were difficult, but I pray all the ones now still surmountable. First, the rapid development and adoption of technology. If I may share, before I joined UB, I was actually employed abroad in the technology industry. There, I witnessed the very fast-paced development of new products. There, I appreciated the mindset of tech people, that of constant creativity and innovation. There, I witnessed how, lacking the creativity and innovation, not being among the first to market and without constant development, how that can cause products and companies to be surpassed by competition and eventually fold. And since we cannot go back to the old days when things were simpler and slower paced, we have to embrace this world as it is today. Though a term coined close to a decade ago, the fourth industrial revolution is still a recurring theme in several conferences. Some even mention the fifth industrial revolution, Alongside this is the role of the academe in this. Is it possible that many of today's jobs might be done by machines in a few years? We have certainly seen much strides in automation and digitalization in the past decades. And so, how do we prepare our students to be future ready? Artificial intelligence is everywhere. About a year ago, the launch of ChatGPT to the public caused much stir in the news. And recently, we've heard about AGI and Project Q Star. What exactly are those? And as academicians, what changes do we have to do? One of the big tasks that we have as educators is to prepare our graduates for employability. How do we do that, given this fast-paced and ever-evolving environment? In addition, there are many surveys that show that there is a gap between what our colleges produce and what our employers from industry require. How do we bridge that academe-industry gap? Technology can also be costly. For all its benefits that supposedly help with efficiencies and better production of output, it can also be expensive. Tech products are constantly being updated, becoming so obsolete so quickly, not to mention the training required, forces users to constantly update both their tools and skills. For a private academic institution such as ours, it can be burdensome. The old borders separating countries are, so to speak, no longer there. Technology now allows us to see and experience what is going on in areas outside our usual circle. How do we ensure that our learners are global citizens equipped with the right skill sets? Globalization is certainly becoming a necessary movement across practically all industries. Technology also gave rise to social media. While that has helped us with a quicker information dissemination process, which can be good, it can also more quickly spread false information. In addition, with so much data available to our students 24/7, how do we teach them to be discerning? I am from Generation X, a digital immigrant. I recognize that the youth whom we are educating today are from Generation Z and Generation Alpha, the digital natives, and there can be challenges there. Another very compelling issue today, particularly with our youth, is that of mental health. The rise in cases of depression among our youth is certainly an issue for us, not just as educators, but as their second parents. And with all the requirements to keep up with this fast-changing world, we still have to be financially viable. Else, all the plans that we have for continuous improvement of our facilities, equipment, training, and initiatives for faculty and employee development might be unachievable. Financial viability can be difficult. Ours is a private university whose clientele comes mostly not from the upper class of society. As was the mission of our founders to provide quality, affordable education. We still aim to do that. Yet, many of our students are still unable to pay full tuition by the time it is due. This can make it difficult for us to manage our resources. I have just laid out the primary considerations we examine amongst my management team during our discussions. And now, with all these challenges of the present, The question is, what will UB do next? What, with 78 glorious years, it seems like a daunting task to lead us into the next chapter of our history. Daunting as it may be, there is a certain excitement that I feel. There is a certain inspiration at the thought that what seeds we are planting now will blossom into a very bright future, hopefully equal to our glorious past. Lucky for us here in UB, some of our 3Gs have already been involved in UB. Chairman Vic Mayo started as our legal affairs officer in 1994. Regent Abigail Perez Chua has likewise served as dean and vice president for more than a decade. Senior Vice President Alex Ramos received his 30 years in service award just last year. There are probably more than 10 of us 3Gs who are already given the training by our 2Gs. We would like to think that we are also part of this glorious past that I've just proudly described. And now it is our turn to lead. And just like our founders and 2Gs, we remain strong in our commitments. First, our commitment to quality education. That has always been our primary goal. But today, we recognize that the educational landscape has changed. And therefore, we need to provide education that is relevant to today's environment. We will approach education with a well-balanced perspective that will touch not only the academics, but will also give emphasis on culture and arts and sports, which can serve as a method to teach the lessons. We will do this while still ensuring that the basics of reading, writing, arithmetic are solid. We will also strive to take care of our community members' mental health. Our GIA Psychological and Counseling Center will soon be open to provide assistance beyond what a usual guidance office could provide. We will open our doors to psychologists and therapists from outside, and we will welcome outside clients as well. Backed by our psychology department and research arm, we envision a continuously developing GIA center. We hope to do our share in helping citizens who are struggling with mental health issues, especially our youth. Furthermore, with Industry 4.0, we will approach education with a mindset that fosters creativity and innovation. With the help of technology and what it is demanding of us, we will strive to create a dynamic environment that hopes to always keep current with the fast-moving world outside our university. Limited financial resources might restrict what we can do. Regardless, we will attempt to teach 21st century skills as we acknowledge that today's relevant skill sets require critical thinking, problem solving, interpersonal skills, and excellent communication skills. Our teaching methods will try to hone these in our learners. We will continue to expand on our Center for Business and Innovation. This was actually envisioned to be a training ground for our students, especially those who are dreaming of becoming entrepreneurs. We aim to help our graduates connect and promote their innovative projects with the outside world. And so we will aim for a stronger academic industry linkage to ensure that our graduates are what the industries are looking for, starting with our alumni. I'm happy to see some of our alumni here today. As part of the UB family, I propose a stronger relationship and collaboration amongst us. I envision an alumni center. Perhaps we start with a small room and then maybe expand later. It is the venue where I hope we and our UB community can spend some time building stronger relations. I know that many of you alum are also our students' parents and potentially their future employers. I'd like to establish a stronger network amongst us, as I am sure many of you, wherever you are, here or abroad, would like to be more involved in UB. And with this, I hope that the issue on employability might be better addressed. We also recognize that we need to produce global citizens who, as proud Filipinos, understand their role in the global environment. As such, we will push for greater internationalization initiatives, including a greater awareness and therefore appreciation of cultures different from ours, a more aggressive approach to collaborations with local and foreign entities, and a consciousness to do their share in shaping a better world of tomorrow. We will formulate a clearer strategy on how to advance our internationalization initiatives, realizing that the world around us is much more closely connected than it was a generation ago. Still with this global mindset, we will continue to expand our distance education department. We will soon offer graduate programs. We will campaign to increase our enrollment. The official distance ed department is actually very young. It's only 1 semester old. Though we are off to a good start, we hope to reach many potential learners from other provinces and even other countries. Love of wisdom being one of our core values, we will push to create a culture wherein all in our UB family, faculty, and employees have a mindset to upskill themselves and even reskill themselves. Maybe some would even cross to other professions. The philosopher defines education as the soul-enriching process that starts at the cradle and ends only at the grave. Thus, our Center for Continuing Education and Lifelong Learning will further expand its offerings of different short courses. Everyone is welcome. Not just individuals, but even companies that need training in areas such as HR, systems, etc. We have already offered basketball clinics, stenography classes, math tutorials, cooking, just to give examples of the wide range of classes we offer. We will continue to expand our research capabilities. We hope to create a stronger research culture in UB. We envision a research center that will have a broader range of thrusts and objectives, and a broader reach of partners, patrons, and beneficiaries. Hopefully, our friends from the academe will continue to partner with us in joint researches, and we would like to invite other schools to collaborate with us as well. And hopefully, our friends from industry will engage us to do research for them. We hope our researchers will continue to produce income-generating projects which we can share with communities whom we serve via our extension services. All of these we will do while we continue with our increase and update of program offerings to ensure that we are offering relevant programs. And we aim to do these while honing our learners' 21st century skills of critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. And hopefully, if we do it right, then financial viability will not be an issue. Because with regard to our facilities, we have exciting plans there as well. A few months ago, we announced that we will build a campus in Palyocan. That campus is envisioned to house our engineering school. We are discussing the site development plan for this campus, should start construction of phase 1 very soon, and hopefully our engineering family can move to their new home in a year or 2. We envision this campus to accommodate 4,000 students initially. Just last month, we signed a contract to purchase additional land in Lipa. Our Lipa campus was actually established just 12 years ago. Attorney Nani would often fondly recall their initial ocular visit with the UB people, including Attorney Bernard. It was about a decade ago, when most of what you could see were cornfields. We recognized that the rapid development in that area, with a relatively new bypass road and the subdivisions being established, we feel that we should grow our presence there. We're also studying the possibility of expanding our basic education department, as well as adding to our college program offerings. In addition, without overpromising, we are in talks of establishing UB presence in another town. I cannot discuss much at this point, but the idea is that we are continuing to grow. Of course, all these would not be possible if not for our talented pool of faculty and employees. We realize that our institution's greatest asset is our human resources, and we owe it to them to also invest in them. As such, we will provide venues for them to constantly upskill. Our faculty should be in continuous training for new, effective teaching methods, as they are also made aware of the new trends and innovations. Our staff should also be trained for new ways of doing the same thing and more. In other words, digitalization, so that we may increase efficiencies in our processes and so that our staff may have more time for analytical work. We are committed to continuous improvement, greater efficiency, and professionalism. I realize that the education industry is, to quote Intel's Andrew Grove, at a strategic inflection point. And that is why we 3Gs are working hard to ensure that we are taking the right steps. And as aggressive as these plans may seem, I am optimistic about our future. I am excited about our plans in educating the global citizen in the 21st century. On a personal note, I would like to thank all of you for being here today. Also, all those who are watching our live stream. Thank you for all your greetings and wishes of good luck. I would also like to thank the families, all part of the UB clan, who have given me their support. First, the Velasquezes. To my dear Mayo, Quezon, and Kauntay aunts and cousins, thank you for the trust and support. Thank you also to the Perez family. Of course, thank you too to the Aquino, Arguelles, and Ramos families. And thank you to my own family, the Javier, Rivera, Hernandez families. I would not be speaking to you here today if not for the trust that you've given me. And I hold dear the past years when we have worked closely together. We have seen what we can achieve when we all work harmoniously together. Now, 3Gs, it is our time. And I am happy to lead us into the exciting next chapter in the history of our beloved UB. Guided by the past, challenged by the present, and inspired by the future, we 3Gs acknowledge that the baton has been passed to us. And I humbly accept the honor conferred upon me as President of the University of Batangas. Thank you.
Once again, again, best wishes to the third president of the University of Batangas, Lily Marlene Javier Hernandez-Bohn. You may now be seated. Our journey through this investiture ceremony continues with a vibrant celebration of Batangueño culture and heritage. Batangas is known for its rich cultural tapestry, and now we have the opportunity to witness the vivid colors and rhythmic beats of Batangueño dances. Let's feast our eyes as we watch the Subli Talumpok, Kumintang, Prinsesa ng Kumintang, Mantones, and Balse. These enchanting dances are deeply rooted in the Filipino folklore and tradition, also showcasing a celebration of the Batangas' diverse cultural influences and are performed with elegance and precision. Let us be transported into the world of Batangas as we showcase the diversity and beauty of its culture through these enchanting performances from the University of Batangas Indayog Kultura Dance Company.
Subli Talumpok. The subli, a traditional dance from Batangas, is performed as a form of homage to the affectionately known as Santo Niño ng Batangan. This Talumpok Batangas version of subli dance involves the use of dramatic movements such as leaping and stomping the ground by the male performers. On the other hand, female performers mainly utilize feminine and graceful movements using the wrists and fingers. The capital of Batangas Province, Batangas City, hosts the festival known as Sublian. During this festival, the locals' devotion to their religion is expressed through dance. They perform the subli, which is the centerpiece of the Sublian Festival, to the rhythm of the drums and chants. original Kumintang dance version includes hand gesture that has been incorporated with other native Tagalog dance steps, and through the years, Kumintang has been reinvented as a courtship dance that now shows gentle movements of a school-bred kolehiyala and the gallantry of an ardent suitor. Prinsesa ng Kumintang is a dance about the pursuit of a very beautiful woman, made popular by the Batangueños through a song composed by Francisco Buencamino of Bulacan. This is a version of Hota, danced to the banduria and guitar, while accompanied by the clicking of bamboo castanets by the gallant men, while women showcase the many ways of using the manton or Spanish shawl. Balse is a popular dance during the Spanish times. Balse, valse in Spanish, means waltz. The purpose of this dance is to bring barrio and rural communities together during celebrations.
Balse.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the University of Batangas Indayog Kultura Dance Company. Music is a universal language, and it has the power to unite and inspire. It's only fitting that we now turn our attention to the song which represents our pride, our oneness, and our unwavering commitment to excellence. With great reverence, let us all stand as we proudly sing the University of Batangas anthem, written and composed by Attorney Jose Antonio J. Hernandez, Vice Chairman, Board of Regents, with Mr. Eric C. Calao, conductor. Please take your seats. As we conclude this historic ceremony, we extend our sincerest gratitude to all our esteemed guests, dedicated administrators, faculty members, and employees, and all participants who have graced us with their presence today. Let us move forward with hope and determination as we go on to this journey under the leadership of our University President, Lily Marlene Javier Hernandez-Bohn. Ladies and gentlemen, after the recessional, please proceed to the UB Millennium Gymnasium for our dinner. We will provide service vehicles to shuttle our guests from this auditorium to the UB Millennium Gymnasium. As we step beyond this venue, let us carry the spirit of this moment with all of us. May I invite everyone to please stand for our recessional as we sing the University of Batangas hymn. The recessional will be initiated by the Board of Regents. Afterwards, they will be followed by our guests and the members of our beloved University of Batangas community.